Mabuhay and aloha, this is Sarah Fabio Hardy and welcome back to my channel. Charot. Today I am going to discuss about English as a language of Filipinos, and a lot of my American friends had asked me why Filipinos speak really good English compared to other countries. I always answer them that English is part of our educational curriculum. So since kindergarten, we learn it, and so it became a secondary, even a third or fourth language in the Philippines. I will highlight the difference of American English and Filipino English. So this is just based on my experience, what I noticed, what I observed. So not all Filipinos probably will notice this differences, because some Filipinos are really good in English. Unlike me, I still have the accent, but I'm proud of it because that means I speak another language. Number one, there are differences in pronunciation, especially the vowels. So in the Philippines, our vowels are a, e, I, o, u, and we're all universal with that. But so whenever we read or speak in English, we pronounce a as an a. So for example, here in America, you call it bangs. In the Philippines, we say bangs. You say blanket, we say blanket. Fill in the blanks, we say fill in the blanks. We say language, you say language. You say hanger, we say hanger. So if you're an American visiting the Philippines, just try to understand, because sometimes Americans don't understand it when we're like, oh, can I borrow your hanger? We meant hanger. So yeah, so you pronounce your A sometimes as an A and sometimes as an A. The same thing with the double O's. One time I was in the university cafeteria and somebody asked me which one is my favorite talk. So in my religion, we have these talks given by modern prophets and apostles, and one of the apostles' name is Elder Cook, but I didn't know that you say that as Cook. So I was like, oh, I like Elder Cook's talk. And he's like, who? Elder Cook. And he's like, who? Elder Cook. And he's, oh, Cook. And then all of my Filipino friends laughed at me because I didn't know that. I didn't know that you say cook, but it's like double O, so I thought it's like long, like cook. So yeah, one of those stories, and like cookies instead of cookies. Yeah, so those are some differences. It's because we are taught that vowels are a, e, I, o, u, you pronounce it like that, and if it's like a double O, you pronounce it long instead of like cook. The second one is the TH and the PH. So TH is not part of the Filipino alphabet, and PH as a pronunciation F was just introduced to us by the Spaniards. So a lot of Filipinos commit these mistakes. We don't really pronounce the PH and the TH, so like the Philippines instead of the Philippines. When I was in college, I started practicing my TH, and whenever I see TH, I always pronounce them. So when I was serving a full-time mission for my religion, during that time, we had a living prophet that named Thomas S. Monson. So you know that here in America, they spell it as THOMAS. So I started saying Thomas, and my companion, she's from California, and she told me that, sister, you don't really pronounce TH in names. And I'm like, okay, English is really confusing, so you pronounce it in something else but not in names. So you say Thomas instead of Thomas. And another thing is the V.
I like the view.
We don't really have Filipino words that starts with V. We have names, we have family names, but that was introduced by the Spaniards. So Filipinos with really thick accent don't really pronounce V. The third one is the plural. So sometimes it's tricky because the English in general, your plural doesn't really have a rule. Like unlike in the Philippines, when we say something in plural, we just add mga, which means many. So we can say mga and then the noun. But here in America or English, you say house, houses. Oh, that's cool, you just put S. But then you're like mouse, mice, goose, geese, moose, moose, octopus, octopi. Like there are so many rules about your plural. That's why a lot of Filipinos commit these mistakes, because in our language we just put mga before the noun, and that means plural. So that's one of the differences. The fourth one is the pronoun. So in the Philippines, we use non-gendered pronoun. That's why you will notice that a lot of Filipinos will commit the mistake of interchanging he or she. Personally, I'm guilty of that. Sometimes if I'm speaking and then I do not notice my pronoun, people were like, who is she? Who is he? I'm like, oh, I meant he, I meant she, whatever. So it's confusing because in the Philippines, we have non-gendered pronouns. We just say siya, niya, and that could be a female or a male. But here in America, you say he, she, and that's kind of confusing for Filipinos learning how to speak English. In America, you say all you can eat, but in the Philippines, we say eat all you can. So when I learned about that difference and I started using the American way, my roommate heard me before, and she's Filipina, and she laughed at me and she's like, no, eat all you can, not all you can eat. And I'm like, oh no, here in America they say all you can eat. And I don't know if she believed me, but she was really laughing hard when she heard that. Another one is the graham crackers. So here you say graham, but in the Philippines we say it as graham.
Crush Graham!
So that's it. If you're a Filipino and you notice something too that I missed, please comment down below. And if you're American and wanted to visit the Philippines, please bear this in mind so you can understand the Filipino accent and Filipino English. And see you again next time.